Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Beamer, owner-operator of Expertly Diet Art by Science, coming to you with episode 11! Woo! I'm so glad we made it into the double digits. It feels like I'm actually getting somewhere with this. Anyway, I wanted to do a couple of quick updates. Some of you are interested. First, I decided to give my epic fail lace shawl another shot. I'll post pictures of my progress on my Facebook fan page, but this area right here, all the way around, the pattern just sucks. But at some point I figured out how to get the pattern to line up, and I've been really consistent now for about 2.5 inches, or no, longer than that, like 4 inches or so. Which means I think I understand how to read the pattern. So if you are terrible at knitting lace, just keep plowing right through it. You'll figure it out eventually, I guess, is the lesson from my trials here. Anyway, the second thing I wanted to talk about was shipping. Now, in an earlier video, I talked about opening up my Etsy shop and shipping from Korea and offering like some kind of discount deal. If you purchase so much, you get flat rate shipping, and if you purchase over a certain amount, it would be free. Except the way that they do shipping here is a little bit interesting. If you ship a package, they charge you a base rate from like 0 weight to 0.5 kilograms, which basically means it's the same rate for this weight. So I actually shipped a giveaway bat to Canada that cost a lot of money, like 3 times the price of the bat. I know none of you will ever want to buy anything from me if the shipping is that insane. And I don't want to make bats cost like $25 an ounce. It's ridiculous. Especially when there's just normal stuff in there. Anyway, so what I have been planning, I have a lady in the US who is willing to print out labels and package up orders for me for shipping out, and that actually works out in my favor because that means all I really have to do is make a whole bunch of bats en masse, write on there like what's in it, she'll weigh it, put the price on it. I'll have everything set up on my end for like pictures and descriptions and stuff like that. And then I'll just ship her this huge box for super cheap, and it won't really adjust or inflate the price of my bats too much, so that's a relief actually. I was really worried that I would never be able to open up my Etsy shop while I was living in Korea, so I'm really happy about that. So because I have to ship everything from Korea to the US now, to capitalize on the shipping costs, what I need to do is ship a lot at once. And right now I only have maybe like 10 bats. And some of them are like duos, so there's 2 in the same colorway. So what I'm going to have to do is at least triple that number for it to be worth my cost in shipping. So it'll probably take a few more weeks for me to get at least 20 more bats made up for you guys. Anyway, I'm hoping to do that really soon. I'm also going to get a shipment of fiber here in Korea, so I'm pretty excited about that. I can tell you more about that in a later video, probably when the wool arrives. Anyway, so those are the 2 updates that I wanted to talk with you guys about. Then, this really cool thing happened. Okay, a few weeks ago, the company I work for, I teach English here in Korea, and the company I work for, they had an amazing race, and it was actually a lot of fun. We were running around South Korea. Of course, we're in South Korea. Of course we would be running around down here. We were running around Seoul, and we were going from like Itaewon to Insadong to some other places, and some of it was literally just running from neighborhood to neighborhood on foot, which, you know, sometimes they were kind of far away, like 15 to 20 minute run in between. So I was really tired by the time we were done with that. Anyway, I was not happy with how it concluded because the final map they gave us was terrible. Like, not only was it difficult to read, it was difficult to understand because the markers weren't lining up with any of the shops that we were seeing. So, yeah. Anyway, I did get a consolation prize. So, one of the HR people who has been living in Korea for something like 20 or 25 years, and he actually speaks Korean as if he were a native, so that's actually really cool. Anyway, one of the challenges that we had to do during the race was to take this thing. See if I can get a better detailed shot. I had to take this thing, well, our group did, and find out what the heck it was used for. Now, we got this when we were in Insadong, which is where all of the tea is, and I thought that it might be related to tea in some way, either for grinding or making like pots. So tea is often served traditionally in handmade stone or ceramic bowls or pots. And the anthropologist in me kind of came out because in the archaeological record you will see things kind of like images or prints kind of like this on clay. And basically what it's used for is to it compresses the clay a little bit, and it also sort of smooths out the rough edges a little bit. It adds a little bit of texture so that when you're holding it, you know, you have something to grab onto, and you know, it's a little bit decorative. So, you know, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's like related to tea, and we actually ran around all these antique shops that were there, and no one knew what it was. We even talked to a carver who was outside carving stuff on the street. He had no idea either. And I'm like, dude, maybe it's related to tea. So we go into a tea shop and they look at it and they're like, oh. And they tell us what the Korean is. And the Korean is, I just want to double check. It's shilpe, which basically means bobbin in Korean. Now, for you spinners out there, you kind of know what a bobbin is already. So basically what they would do is they would wind yarn or cording around this, and it would hold it until they needed it again. Again, after I found out about this, I was like, oh, right. Yeah, I totally understand. There's an image on here of a fish in water, right here in the middle. You can see. So this probably came from a fishing village somewhere in the rural parts of South Korea, and you know, like near a coast or a fishing village. So that's probably why the symbol of the fish is on here. And they make a lot of nets for catching fish and other things. So what I imagine this one may have probably been used for was they had like some kind of hemp or linen or cotton, probably not cotton actually, linen or hemp cording or rope, and they probably wound it around here and held it in place with a pin, and then they used this kind of as if they were weaving to make the nets. So you make nets by like tying knots in certain places, and like the whole thing is just made that way. Anyway, so hopefully you're still with me here. Anyway, so this was probably used in a fishing village, maybe for making nets, and the fish on here is indicative of that. Let me hold it right side up. So yeah, this is actually really cool. This is probably one of the oldest artifacts I've been given by somebody. This is about 150 to 200 years old. So that's really awesome. I have a part of Korea that's not only just from Korea, but it's also kind of an antique. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it would be something interesting to talk about, and I hope you think it's interesting too. I do have a question for you guys. Post below if you are interested in seeing videos of my amazing race. Granted, some of them are just me like huffing and puffing. But there's also some interesting sights and sounds that I talk about while we are in the midst of the amazing race. So if you comment below, I'll think about putting those videos up for you guys to watch. Alright? Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, talk about it with your coworkers, anybody who's anybody. You know, you should just tell them about me to, you know, help get the word out. Anyway, you can also follow me on Twitter and fan me on Facebook, and all those links will be below for you, okay? Alright, thanks, bye!